Welcome back to A Closer Look. Have you ever wondered how your favorite restaurant does on their restaurant inspection? Here to tell us all about restaurant inspections is Alina Flicklin, Environmental Health Technical Specialist. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So what is the job of a health inspector?
So a health inspector, what we do is we do routine inspections for all of the restaurants in the city of Chesapeake. Everywhere that prepares food for the public is what we inspect. So that is restaurants, schools, daycares, nursing homes, and everything like that. And we do it by schedule. So all of our facilities are either once a year, every 6 months, or every 4 months. And what we do is when we go into these facilities, we are checking for basically the 5 CDC risk factors for foodborne illness, as well as general sanitation.
So like a food truck?
Yes,
that as
absolutely.
Well. Okay, because we're seeing a lot of them pop up now. So they still have to...
They have to comply with all of the same regulations as every restaurant.
So why is it important to perform these inspections?
We want to make sure that the public is safe. So we base each facility, their inspection schedule is based on the amount of food that they're producing and the way that they're producing it. So we want to make sure that the public is safe when they go out to eat. That's very important to us, and so that's why we're focusing on those risk factors for foodborne illness.
So what does a health inspector look for, say, when you go into a restaurant or...
Sure. So the 5 CDC risk factors for foodborne illness are proper holding temperatures, hot holding and cold holding, proper cooking temperatures of raw animal products like chicken and burgers and steaks. We want to make sure that that food is coming from an approved source. We want to make sure that all of their equipment and utensils and dishes are being properly cleaned and sanitized. And then we're also checking for personal hygiene of the employees working in the kitchen. In addition to that, we are also checking for general sanitation. So we want to make sure that the facilities inside the kitchen are clean, that bathrooms are clean and properly supplied, that the dumpster area is safe and being protected from any kind of infestations.
That's a lot.
Yes.
I was going to say, it's not just where you're going into the kitchen, you're actually going into the restrooms and outside, and so that's a lot that could, I guess, potentially contribute to
definitely
illness. What are the most common violations that you see?
So probably one of the most common is hand sinks not being supplied with soap and paper towels and or hot water. We see cold holding issues quite a bit, so we check each and every refrigerator in the facility. We want to make sure that all the cold food is being properly held at 41 degrees Fahrenheit or below. So often we will see that violation where it's above 41. And then we will also see issues with improper glove use by employees and basically general cleanliness issues in the kitchens.
Okay. So what are the standards for food storage? You mentioned the temperature for the meat.
Yes.
So does that meat have to be separated from other meat products and vegetables and different things?
Absolutely, and that's a great point. Yes, so we want each meat, which of course has a different temperature requirement, to be separated in that way. So if it's chicken, which has to be cooked to 165, that cannot be above something that only needs to be cooked to 155, like ground beef. So we want all raw meats to be properly stored so they're not contaminating each other and they're not contaminating vegetables and other ready-to-eat products like potato salad or pasta or anything like that. In addition, obviously you've got the cold holding storage has to be 41 degrees or below, and we want food to be stored off of the floor, so at least 6 inches above the level of the floor.
Okay, that makes sense, definitely, because you hear about people saying, oh, I think I got food poisoning, things like that. Is that sometimes because of the improper storage of food or anything like that?
It could be. Whenever we get a foodborne illness complaint or we are assigned an investigation, We're checking for all of those things. So we're checking depending on what we think that the foodborne illness is caused by, the organism or virus. We're going to check those items. So we're going to check their hot holding items. We're going to check their cold holding. We're going to make sure that employees are washing their hands properly, that they're wearing gloves properly and not touching food with their bare hands. And honestly, foodborne illnesses could be caused by a variety of
Right.
things.
It would be hard probably to pinpoint.
It can be.
It can be. So what is My Meal Detective?
My Meal Detective is a way where citizens can report if they do have a foodborne illness. So if you go to a restaurant and maybe later that day or the next day you start feeling ill and you suspect that illness could have been caused by that restaurant, you can actually go into My Meal Detective, answer all of the questions. It does get sent directly to that health department wherever that restaurant is located, and an inspector will be going out to that restaurant to do an investigation. And as long as we have contact information for the citizen who complained, we will be in contact with them to interview them briefly about what exactly happened, what food did they eat, how long did it take for them to get sick.
Because that's important for the restaurant to be aware of that as well.
Definitely.
So when you go out for like a regular inspection, is that something that the restaurant owner or the restaurant is aware that you're coming, or do you do surprise inspections?
They are always surprise inspections. So they are unannounced visits. Very rarely will we let them know that we're coming. It would be a very unusual circumstance.
Right, and it wouldn't make a lot of sense. You want to make sure,
Absolutely.
because of course,
Yes. We want to see what they're doing, when we're not there.
So how can I find a report on a specific restaurant?
So there are a couple ways to do that. We have a new website where you can actually search any facility that their most recent health inspection report. So if you wanted to search, say, McDonald's, you type in McDonald's into the search bar, and there may be several options that come up because we have several of those in the city of Chesapeake. But you select the correct one, and you can look at the most recent health inspection report, and that's going to include food temperatures that we took, any comments that we had, and any violations that we observed. And in addition to that, beginning from July 2021, we are requiring all of our restaurants to post signage where the public can see it that states that their most recent health inspection report is available upon request if a customer wants to see it. We also have made available to all of our facilities a QR code that they can also post. So if you see a sign like that with the QR code, customers can scan that on their cell phone, and it pulls up the Chesapeake health inspections, and they again just have to type in whatever restaurant they're at if they're curious to see.
That's great. I'm gonna do that.
Definitely makes it really
so
easy.
Hopefully there will be no surprises.
Definitely.
All right, thank you, Elena, for joining me. We're going to take a quick break, but next we're going to be talking about the Freedom of Information Act, also known as FOIA. Don't go away.